Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm here making this video trying to show off these two customs I recently made. This Volstagg I made at the end of last year of 2014, and this Red Hulk I finished them this past week. Um, Let me start off with one of them first. I'm gonna do the Red Hulk first, show you guys. This Red Hulk was made using the Pit Build-A-Figure. Um, I've made quite a few customs using that bath. I've made more Red Hogs and Incredible Hogs. Well, I usually try to make one of each because the person I'm making them for always wants a set. And the other two figures I've made is two Venoms and two Surturs. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Surtur. This this Red Hulk here, though, I forgot how many I've made. I've made quite a few. Probably made like around 15 or 16 customs using that pit bath. The way I try to distinguish all these hogs that I made in Red Hogs is I try to give them each a unique head sculpt. So each one of the pit hogs that I've made, they all have a different head sculpt. So let me explain some of the process. What happens when you with that pit Build-A-Figure, when you remove the chains, because he has chains on his lower forearm, you remove the chains and there's no muscle tone, there's no detail. They didn't sculpt any detail on there. It's just basically a round peg that just spins. So you're gonna have to resculpt the lower forearms, which I did. Since that pit Build-A-Figure has long nails, you have to trim the nails, dremel them down, dremel down the fingertips, and then resculpt. I also resculpted the toes because he has long nails on there too. For this head, for that head I used this talking Hulk that they sell at Walmart. They have two versions of it. One of the versions is based off of the movie, and the other version is based off of the Avengers animated series, I think. So I used that head. Of course, I dremeled it down and resculpted the entire head. I used the Red Hulk Build-A-Figure head as a reference. I try to base this head off of that. I try to base this head off of that. I like the square look it has. I like the square look it has. It's a nice. It came out nice. I like it. Resculpted the hair, but I resculpted the chin, the teeth, the lips, the forehead. I sculpted in some detail in there. So there you go. It looks nice. I like the way it came out. For the painting technique here, I usually do a lot of airbrush, but I like this Pit Build-A-Figure because it has a bunch of details on the jeans, on the muscles. So I did the dry brush technique, so it's able to enhance the muscles, the detailing in the muscles. So there's a bunch of shadowing. When you do dry brush, you start off with the darkest color and you work your way to the lightest. At the end, the lightest color, it's basically just adding highlight. Just becomes highlight. Here's a view of the back. For the veins, I usually like going. I usually do them lighter. I dry brush the lightest on those veins. But for this one, I went with darker veins. Just try to do something different. I did darker veins. This was made for a friend of mine in California. His name's Mart. I made him a Smart Hulk. So I usually make pairs for the customer. So I made him a Red Hulk to go along with this, with a Green Hulk he already has. So yeah, here's a Red Hulk. It's really nice. I get asked for it a lot. Him and the Green Hulk are. That's why I've made so many. That's probably the customs I've done the most is the Green and the Red Hulks. And here, let me go. First, let me show you some size comparison first. Let me. Here's a Captain America I have. It's a Kid Bosch Captain America. He's he's a little bit over 6 inches, probably like 6.5 inches, I think. And here's Pile Driver from the Wrecking Crew. He's a little bit over 7 inches. So you can get an idea of the scale. Some people, it just depends on the collector, but some people have different preferences and the scale of their Hulks. Some people like keeping the Marvel Legends scale, which is they're probably all like a little bit over 8 inches. And then it goes next to the Marvel Select scale, which is probably like around 9 inches. And the pit is around 10 inches. It fluctuates when you do customs because it just depends on the head sculpt you give them. So this head sculpt I did added probably half an inch or almost an inch to its original size. Here's a Marvel Select Movie Hulk, which you can see he's shorter. So there you go, there's the scale. Let me move on and show you Volstagg. Yeah, this Volstagg is one of my favorite customs I've made. This wasn't a commission, this was just, I saw a Blob Build-A-Figure that was being sold and I wanted to do this character for a while. So I was like, there was my chance, so I picked up that Blob Build-A-Figure and just went at it. He's Volstagg. He's part of the Warriors 3. I still need to make the other two teammates, Fandral and Hogan, I think. Yeah, for him, I really like him a lot. For him, actually, I did a lot of work. A lot of work went into this figure. I don't have my other Blob. He's put away in a box, but I wish I had him out so that I could have done a comparison of how the body looks. I've seen a lot of people do this character with that Blob Build-A-Figure, but what they never do is, which I don't like, is it has a bunch of flabs, like a bunch of lumps, and they just leave it like that, and all they do is just resculpt the belt and the bottom part of his shirt here, whatever it is. What I wanted to do is round out his stomach. Take him apart. I wanted to round out his stomach instead of leaving the fat lumps there. I rounded out the stomach. I resculpted the thighs, the boots. I resculpted the upper torso. I took off these titties. He had titties that were it was just too crazy, so I had to resculpt that. Resculpted all the arms, the gloves, and the fingertips. Since he had nail details, I see that a lot of people don't do that. They skip that detail. They leave his nail detail there. I actually resculpted the fingertips there. Added this collar. This sword is from Ares. I have a couple of extra Ares swords. I resculpted the handle and the butt. I think that's what you call the butt of the sword. Let me give you a closer look of the head. The head is what I got a lot of compliments for. People liked the beard. You see, I learned from everybody's customs. A lot of people just would sculpt the beard, and I don't want to criticize, but they could have done a little bit better. A lot of the beards are more rounded. They did it more rounded. I kind of wanted it to look a little bit more natural with more strands, more clumps of hair, instead of just one shape and just a little line detail. So I resculpted, and I shaved down his head and resculpted the beard, resculpted the top part, added his helmet. These I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're called. Sometimes they look like feathers. It just depends on the artist, I guess. But these things come from, I used the Return of Marvel Legends Epic Heroes Punisher jacket. And I just cut strips of it. Glued them together onto the helmet, and I sculpted around here. Sculpted around them so they could stay intact. So I actually like the way this turned out. I was trying to figure out something for this detail here, and I saw the jacket, and the idea went into my head, and it worked out great. Here's a beer stein I made out of scratch. I made the beer stein out of scratch, and then the suds up here for the beer, I used the hot glue. I did it in layers. The first layer you can see here, then I went on with the second layer, and I think I did 3 layers, and then the final layer, of course, on top. I like how it came out. It's a real nice accessory. I wanted to make him a turkey leg, but I didn't do it. Probably do it in the future. So here's my Volstagg. I got a lot of compliments for him. I'm real proud of this guy. He's one of my favorites. I have this rubber band. There you go, to hold the sword in. So here's my Volstagg. You get the Captain America next to him so you guys can get he's the blob Build-A-Figure, so I like the scale. He's the muscle of the Warriors 3. Here you go. So there's my Volstagg. Real nice figure. I like how he turned out. So thank you all for looking. Let's see when I make some more videos. I've been trying to make more videos, but sometimes I just don't have. I'm just not in the mood. So here you go, guys. Thank you for taking a look.